Can I ask you about, because I think it'd be an interesting clip for YouTube, chasing down bad debts, just for anyone that, don't mention names.
Chasing down, oh, right, okay, yeah, clients who don't
Process
play.
of, what happens, you've had it.
I've nearly been on, I nearly ended up on Judge Rinder, chasing a client, sent, both invoices, then it went to CCJs, and all that sort of stuff, and nearly ended up in small claims court, but the company, it was a limited company, so it got shut down.
So this is where basically someone had hired you to do some stuff.
Yeah.
And they just never paid you.
Never paid me. And I've had a few, that's been the only one where I haven't been paid. The rest have been a case of just waiting a very, very long time. So the biggest advice for freelancers that a few friends of mine that have started even video freelancing as well. The biggest advice that I've given them is, for a start, understand that most companies, bigger companies, the ones that you actually want to work with, will be a 60-day payment term. Accept and understand that it's going to be, your work you're not getting paid for until 2 months down the line.
See,
for a start,
think
and try and set yourself up to be, financially stable to counteract all of that.
Like for me in the companies and when I've hired people, I don't think it has to be that way. It depends on who you speak to. But almost, one of the things I guess for anyone that is newer to business, everyone knows about price.
Yeah.
So it's almost where, okay, I will video your podcast for 200 quid. I'm just picking.
Yeah.
But one of the other things to always consider is actually, it's really important to businesses, not just the price, but when they have to pay you. So traditionally, say if you make PlayStation controllers, Xbox or Microsoft might buy these off you for 50 quid. Actually, they sell for 50 quid. They might buy them off you for 10 quid.
Yeah.
But actually, if they can get their product off you, take it to the shop and sell it, if they can get away with paying you after they've sold it, it's much better for them. You sneaking in on my dude. Basically, that's how business works. So some people like being able to pay late or, over longer periods, like 60 days. But most people, especially if you're starting out, just tell them, look, my payment terms are 7 days.
Yeah.
And actually just make it clear that actually that's how you need to be paid, because you need the cash. But I would just ask. Don't accept just because someone says to you, oh no, we pay on 60. We'll say, well, actually, based on that, I can't do the work, but I can do it on 7 or I can do it on 30. But the point is never be afraid to actually to argue back. And that just comes with confidence and experience.
Well, it's a very, very good point. And now I'm at a point where, and it's taken 4 years, where I'm going to say that I would say that. I still don't know if I would. It might depend on the client, but for the most part, I would say I can't do that, or I'm not happy about
As
that.
Or business coach and a friend, I would say definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was the conversation I had with someone earlier today. It's a confidence thing, and it's almost, a lot of businessy type stuff is just having the confidence to stand up for yourself and believe in yourself. I think is really important. A lot of people second guess it, or they think, because they're slightly younger and the person you're talking to is older, that must be correct. And I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah. Well, a big thing. This is only a realization after a conversation a few weeks ago, is that even now still I struggle to say no to work. Right. So if someone goes, "Can you do this video?" and then they turn around and go, "The budget's really, really small," and and this and this and this, and I think, well, it's going to be a few days work. I still look at it objectively of going, if I say no to this, I'm now down 300 quid.
Okay.
Right, which is obviously the wrong way to look at it, and it's taken it, and I still haven't quite got out of it. Getting a little, nearly getting. I'm getting out of the habit, or out of that mindset. But when I very first started, because I had clients that didn't pay invoices for a start, and all that sort of stuff, and a bit of a shaky start, I kind of just absolutely embedded this sort of don't say no at all costs.
I think the big thing around that, so when you're choosing to whether do work or turn down work or whatever, it depends how busy you are. So again, if you have loads of spare capacity, fair enough doing the cheaper job because actually you need the money. As where if you're already you're happy with the amount of money you've got, you're happy with the lifestyle, you're busy. To be honest, at that point you can actually, if you want, that's when you can put your price up.
Yeah.
Because you don't need the work. But if they're willing to pay you 600 quid, not 300 quid, you'd then do it.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of dynamic pricing. But if you've got the money and you're desperate for work, I get how you do it. But so out of interest then, because I'm going to try and wrap up the interview for the end of the third game.
Okay.
And it worked.
Good luck, but okay.
So Actually, I really like the idea of the big picture and what you got, and actually the thought of building a bigger Affinity brand.
Yeah.
And actually, I like the idea of events, because I know we spoke about that can still be related to driving or gaming or whatever, but actually just general events and streaming, I think is actually quite a good kind of idea. And I think that's a good, it's not a business plan, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll get round to it eventually.